Yo, this is E.G. Fisker guy, just bringing you guys another video. I'm just getting downloads from my true self. This video is going to be on different aspects of other things, on other topics, so I really won't go into a specific title, but just on a broad, wide spectrum with elaborated explanations to solidify my claim on that aspect that I'm speaking on in my finest form. And the first topic I like to put up is learning. So even I'm going to put an example before I elaborate on learning. So just say if you were driving a car and you had an instructor with you 4 days out of the week, and you can't get that left turn right. Even though you can't get that left turn right, you're still learning, because every left turn you take, it's a new moment to get that left turn right. So you have to learn from the experience that you've encountered at that moment and understand the ins and outs of it, to be able to become the next moment and be able to fulfill it and have that fluidity to be able to achieve it. Now let's just say you with your instructor and you're learning the ropes. Second day you ain't get it. Third day, you're starting to get it. Fourth day you got it. You had learning experiences and beneficial growing experiences that you see that as a true result from that learning experience. Even when you learn and just say you keep falling down, that's still a growing experience, because that's growing you to become the one to achieve it. So everything that happens in your life, when you fall and you got your backs against the rope, you don't have to give up. That's just an experience that you're learning to throw that extra jab to be able to maneuver to get your back on the ropes. There you go, brother. And once you realize to learn from your experience and pretty much take aspects that you can grow and focus on, you're always going to have strengths, because you're analyzing yourself, and you're allowing yourself to have introspection. In order to have that, you have to have time to yourself, and you have to have time with your feelings, your well-being, and your mind. And I wouldn't say I had an issue, but I had a learning experience where I'd find an outside circumstance to limit my introspection. And I'd say it had a lot to do with dense energies. I was reacting to them, and I was kind of getting like possessed in a sense, like doing things that I probably wouldn't do if I was grounded in my, you know how things get, you know what I'm saying? And it's a learning experience and a growing experience, because now that I know, it's like, oh, I know in the now moment, I'm ready. As long as you learn from your experiences, you're going to always grow, no matter what. No matter what, you're going to always grow. Everything's a growing experience. It'll learn it. Because no matter how you look at it, you're growing. You're either growing down in the root, or you're growing down to the source. Not even the source, but you're growing up, or you're going down. You know what I'm saying? There's really no good or bad, but it's either what you want to do that's for your evolution for that moment, or it's what you want to do. You know what I mean? It's what you want to follow. So just stay true to yourself. And if you ask me for advice, I'll tell you to go to the celestial light. It seems to have a lot of high, angelic, positive frequencies up there, so I'd go up there if I were you. There's many other realms and aspects you can tap into as well as your own and create your own realm of reality, but it has a lot to do with knowing and having the awareness that you can create it and vice versa, etc., etc. But you most definitely can do that. That's not a problem. It's honestly all what you want to do, because you create your experience, you create your evolution, you create your true self. So you keep that up and you keep evolving, because this shit never ends and it never begins. This stuff been happening. So just keep that in mind. Don't ever fall down from an experience that you had in another moment, because moments and then another moment and then there's another moment. These moments are here for you to learn and experience and grow. So just keep that in mind with yourself. You have to learn from your experiences to grow and be better for the next one. That's the only way to evolve, is to learn from your experiences and grow. That's like you're in class and they're teaching you the alphabets. You may not get the alphabet, but you're still learning. To get in that next moment, to have that understanding, to learn it and to speak it out and read it and etc. But it takes learning for that, learning from experience. So keep your head up and know that you're undefeated. You gotta keep getting up, because this stuff just doesn't end. You gotta keep going. You just gotta keep going. You gotta keep focused and have a positive light. And when you're not positive, stay neutral. And when you stay neutral,
how much is that?
You're going to be observant to all things within yourself, and you're not going to react to it. So when you say you're at a neutral state, you have to affirm it and internalize it. So whenever things come within yourself that isn't you, you don't have to resonate with it, because you're at that neutral state.
No, it's actually Mountaineer.
Oh, Mountaineer. Okay.
You're not going to react to it. Here you go, bro. Here you go, bro.
So it's a bag with the straps, right?
Yes.
Here. But yeah. I just wanted to speak on that,
Yeah, I'll hit that and you hit that.
I just wanted to speak on that.
This is actually hitting better.
Okay.
I just cleaned the damn, I put it in
And
the screen.
I got a second topic, and that's basically what is this? We're just talking about what this realm is. Like three-dimensional space, whatever you want to call it. Well, this is a world that you're pretty much able to create your own little personal world within a world. So it's like you have a space and you can create within that space. So it's kind of beautiful, because you're able to use this energy and build your soul to be able to take your soul to higher aspects of frequency, to be able to be on that realm of reality and experience what you got to experience and create what you got to create. Because depending on where your true self is, you're going to be where you're going to be, through your feelings, etc. So just be aware of that, be aware of what this is here for. You're here to create. Keep creating, don't stop creating, because that's all you're here to do. Create, procreate, and evolve, because you honestly, there's no such thing as death, but in that aspect of like, oh dude, that dude died of, old age, but that's just, probably from imbalance, or he chose that, but some people choose that, and we may not know what they chose, so you have to realize that you don't know what that guy wanted, so, you know what I'm saying, just don't get too mad that things happen the way it did, because it was probably their time to transcend, or it could be due to imbalances, but honestly, that's just two out of the many other methods to transcend. So So,
No, I'm on another point.
so check this out.
Yeah, I get paid to travel. I don't stay around too long.
Your soul,
I think I got my whole club on my back.
your
Which I do
soul
own a tent. It's not that bag.
is in
So
another.
I can
In a,
pop
he's
into
in a.
any campground
He's back at his state
for free,
of
maybe
source,
$10 a night.
and he's at awareness in a realm that's on a frequency,
That bag
and he
ain't
pretty
going
much
nowhere,
created
'cause that bag
himself
has my
here
money.
to grab energy
But that
to
bag
pull
is my
him
money.
towards higher other realities and be able to do whatever he
So
wants.
maybe her.
So that's pretty much your objective here. Some people may just be here to be here. A lot of people be in the background. You don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even have a spirit in them. They're just there to play a part in the whole law of things. And yeah, you know, there's some background people back here, but you know, they're just there to, you know, like I said, playing the law of things of, you know, of this all. So back on your whole soul. So your soul, you know, he builds his energy. You know, he manipulates it. He learns it, and then once he's ready to ascend, transcend, however he wants to do it, you can actually transcend to yourself on this realm of reality and be able to have more you here and be able to really, you know, show what your soul's about in a sense. You know, like instant manifestation, you know, instant healing. Could be flying, you know, you just have that awareness that you're your true self. You know what I mean? You gotta know your true self. It's a journey within yourself that everybody can reach on this plane and transcend however they please. That's ideal for their highest evolution. And I'll say, if you transcend this frequency through internalizing this power and building with it and having awareness of abilities such as dematerialization, and you're able to operate and move around the darkness to feel higher energies, and you're able to take you're able to take your body into that celestial world and create. You can do that. You can straight up do that as long as you're doing it for me. I can't tell you. I'm impartial. You know, do it for your own risk. You know, you're accountable for everything you do. So do it all. You know, do what you want. You know what I mean? As long as you're not hurting anybody, you know what I mean. You all good. You know, as long as you're not infringing, you're straight. Just don't infringe. I'd say with the denser frequencies. I really don't have really much to say about that, but just be aware that they're here. And an objective I'd give for you is go to the higher frequencies. Go to the, you know, higher ones, lighter. It's much better to operate in. This one's actually light, and once you have the awareness, you can move around as if, you know, you're Casper. It's all about your awareness and knowing of the ability really to be able to internalize it and become it and utilize that power within all aspects of creation here for your benefit. It's just all awareness, knowing, and discipline, and, you know, just through you know, through some internal work. Because I wouldn't say things take a little long time to manifest here, but there's really no such thing as anything. So it's here, but you just gotta be present in the moment. It's gonna get here. It's in the moment. Just you're gonna see it. Just it's in the moment, you know, straight up. And yeah, straight up. So just be mindful on what type of energy you're pulling towards you. Is it a high energy or is it low energy? You know what I mean? So the denser you get, the lower you get. You know, the lighter you get, the higher you get. So I'd say I'd cut weight and get lightweight. You know what I mean? Because the denser you are, the lower you get. The lighter you get, the higher you get. Straight up. So, in aspects of that, just as advice from somebody evolving on their highest evolution, go to the celestial light. Go to the celestial light. Once you go to the celestial light, you're gonna love it. The angelic realms, all that. That's some of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. They're wonderful. Some of the most beautiful places. Very colorful, very vibrant, very bright and white, and very positive. It's either in a positive state or a neutral state. It's a wonderful realm to experience and interact with the other beings there. They're very unique. No one's really the same. I don't even know where I ended it off at. Oh yeah, the celestial angelic worlds, man. There's some peaceful places, but you just gotta be aware of your feelings and observe your thoughts. Know your true thoughts and know what thoughts were sent to you. Know what's the source. Be observant of what's going on in your body and outside of your body, but at a detached, aware state. Don't be emotionally attached. You gotta be detached, but you gotta do it through unconditional love. Just let it be, but observe it. Just observe it for what it is, and just keep moving on. You really can't stick your head in too many people's business. You gotta really focus on your true self, because you're here to work on yourself. You're not here to get in other people's business, see what the fuck they're doing. You're here to work on yourself. So go work on yourself. Get your energy, get your power, and go transcend and go to another realm. Because that's what you're here to do. You're here to evolve. So, once you're out of this body, where are you going? Are you going up or down? You know what I mean? Are you coming back? That's up to you. So just make the wise choice that's ideal for your highest evolution. And understand that you're accountable for what you do. You are accountable for what you do. Nobody can be accountable for what you do but yourself. The more you blame it on somebody else, the more you put yourself in a hole. So just look at yourself and be accountable for everything that happened, and then just respect and accept your experience for what it is and keep evolving. You gotta raise statues to the strength of yourself for the evolving aspect and going to that celestial light, because that positivity, that light gets you lighter. And when you're not at a positive level, just go to a neutral state, lose some space to be able to take in more light, because it's all about expanding and contracting. You have to take so much, then take a lot out to be able to maintain more space. You know what I mean? So it's expanding and contracting. It's really never ending. You only get bigger to how you want to get big. So, but that's on aspects beyond this plane. Talking to your true self. Yeah. So, some people already know that this isn't what it really is. This is just one aspect of the many, many, many others that's out here, like different realms, different dimensions. This is just one out of the trillions. So it's just all about awareness and conscious. Where your conscious at, We're multi-dimensional beings, though. We are multi-dimensional beings. No doubt now. And I got a third topic. and that is straight up consciousness. It's conscious. This is going to be a more grounded aspect. But let's just say you got your mind focused to move this rock at 3 a.m. every day. And it's 2:55. And as soon as you get to move the rock, you get a thought to do something else. And you react to that thought, and you end up doing that thing you thought of. You just took yourself off unconsciously to something that really, you just took yourself off from doing the job that you had for yourself, and now you're just doing something else, you know? It's like, you gotta stay conscious and stay focused on the task at hand and nothing else. You gotta have your pure focus on whatever you got going for yourself at that moment. That's the only way to get the best out of it. If your thoughts are everywhere and you're trying to perform a task, you're not going to perform that task for your best ability because your mind's everywhere else. So you got to stay centered in the moment and just be conscious of what you're doing and do it at your best ability, but don't think it, just do it. Just do it and be conscious about it. Be aware you're doing it. And that'll be the best way because your focus is on it. Your focus is on anything else. It's devoted to this aspect that I'm, interacting on. And it's not getting anything else as attention but its own from my being. Its own secret. I mean, the one that's seeking it. So you just be conscious. And a good way to be conscious is if you're just chilling, find something in your house to stare at, or find something that's an object around and just stare at it and focus on your breathing and keep your awareness on that object. And if you want to time it, I'd say time it for like 20 minutes. If you're a newbie and you don't want to wait 20 minutes, 5 minutes. If you're an expert, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour. The more you keep your mind at a balanced, blank state, the more you're able to receive angelic, celestial insight from your true self, and then from guides on a celestial light to help you in your evolution. Then you're able to observe all else things around you and really be able to navigate, because everything's through feeling. So once you're able to realize your feelings, you're going to know where to go at the right moment because you're following your feelings. And you're conscious of them. Unconscious, if you're unconscious, it is what it is. Just be more conscious when you're aware and, up. So just be conscious, be aware, stay present. Stay present. It's so easy to dwell on your thoughts and manifest old experiences that has nothing to do in the moment, but it's really easy to get out of it. You just set the intention to stare at something, and when something comes in, you say, I'm in a neutral state. And when it comes in, you don't react to it because you're not the thought, you're the awareness. And with that awareness creates momentum, and it's a snowball effect for it to externalize on this reality, but it all has to do with what you want to do. So you can't get mad at anything but you, because that's what you wanted to create for your external reality. What's up? What?
Get that key. They're gonna give you a key.
I got a key.
Oh, you got it? Oh.
Man, I told you, bro. Man, you gotta stay conscious. But straight up, you gotta be conscious. Because when you're conscious and aware of what's going on, you're able to really observe what's there, and you're able to make the right decision. As long as you're able to be conscious and not be too reactive to what's going on and what's being transmitted to your state of mind at that moment, you're going to be amazing on your infinite growth in all realms. You stay conscious. And it can be one decision you make that can stick with you for infinity. As long as you're conscious, be conscious. Once you are conscious and observant and see things for what it is and press on, you can go back to that zero state, I like to call it. That zero state within, you feel the source, the divine driving force of them all. I'm eating a Chico stick right now, and pretty good. But stay conscious. Another aspect. Energy transmission. We're not alone. That door. You going back out? We're not alone on this realm. You about to roll another stick? What weed you rolling up?
Huh? Yeah, so I'm mixing.
Oh, you got some more weed?
Yeah.
You trying to get high.
Yeah, I'm not that hard, really.
So, energy transmission. So, we're not alone. There's many other beings at an energetic level, but we may not see due to the fact that the awareness may not be present there at that moment, but eventually it'll end up being in the moment where you see it. And it's either light or dense, or neutral, or or just impartial thought, or energy. So you will know if the thought or the energy is low through from the feeling. If it's a dense energy, you can feel it being heavy. Like I'd say that could be a dark being that's sending you that. And he's sending you this dense energy in the form of a thought or an emotion. Just say you weren't conscious and had a neutral state, you reacted to it, or you put focus on it, a snowball effect, and it starts to possess you. So, in all aspects, you just have to be aware. And be aware of what's true to you and what's what's false to you. Because if it's false, your heart's going to second guess it. Your mind's going to okay it. Your gut's going to say no. If it's yes, your gut's going to say yay. Your heart's going to go for it. And your mind might doubt. Just from the aspect of the mind doesn't know what the heart and the gut senses. The heart and the gut is really spiritual. And so is the mind and the brain. But they're just on different frequencies of awareness. And the mind is a little scared because he's so used to feeling these dense realities around him. There's so much more. So when he sees it, he might freak out. But that's just, it is what it is. Just get used to it, It is what it is. It's out here. But it takes the awareness and being conscious to be able to see it. So, plays a big part in just staying observant, staying receptive, yet staying neutral when you don't have the intention or when you don't just want to take any type of energy. It's good for you to see it for what it is and press on to it because you're not interacting with it or starting to become it, because there's a lot of dense energies that's out here and light energies that can somewhat possess you. So let's just say you had a thought to get a bike today and you didn't know where that thought came from, and you're starting to let it build. Now you finna go get a motorcycle, so you pretty much got possessed by that thought. Now, if you don't even think that thought was yours, you gotta see what that source came from. Like, what entity sent you that? Through observing, you can really see. So, you can either see if it was a light energy source or dense through the feeling. How does it feel? What does it look like? So just be aware of that. Just be aware that you have true thoughts. You have not even thoughts, but you have energy that's truly you. And then you have people sending you energy as like insight, guidance. And then you have people sending you dense energy as like an attack, just to, nudge so you get like a parasite, trying to get their power up by messing with you. You know what I'm saying? You're interacting with him, reacting to it. He's going to suck your energy if he can, depending on, I don't know, depending on what his mind's on. I don't really know his power. But their intention is to suck your energy and possess you. So just be aware. Be conscious. Be observant. Be neutral at times when you don't feel like you gotta be positive. You don't have to be negative. You don't have to be neutral. You don't have to be positive. You can be whatever the fuck you want. These are just words, but I'm just expressing to you in English where we have a universal understanding in my sense. But if you ask, hey dude, I need advice, I tell you to be positive when you want to grow and be neutral when you want to lose weight and not accept bullshit and just be at this state of being where you're nothing but you're yet to be anything, because you have that possibility for anything, because you're at that source of being where, you're just pretty much chilling. You can pretty much do anything out of that chill state because you're pretty much replenished. You're at that state of being where you're just at that ground zero, and you can really catapult anywhere from that aspect, from that starting point, because you're rested, you're rejuvenized, you're in source. Once you're in there and you're receptive to these, you feel these energies, it's the awareness and the consciousness and the detachedness to these energies that makes it unique, because he's not these thoughts. He's the true self. He's the awareness. He's not the thought. He can send himself thoughts because he's a powerful being, but there's many, many, many other beings out here that could somewhat send thought transmissions and energy to the vessel that you are occupying in. because everything isn't solid how it seems. It's all like energy. So you definitely have beings out here moving through energy that you don't see yet, but you're going to see them through the next moment. A lot of that, a lot of that happens. So just be aware of it. What are you doing? You taking my weed?
No, it's mine. The landlord was up. The landlord came up here and shit. So I had to throw this shit.
I was just joking.
No. The
It looked like it was their weed though. Y'all ain't gassing. But yeah, you just want to straight up be observant. No, no, and no, and no, and no, and no. That you gotta be. You gotta be on your police patrol out here because you don't want dense energies to possess you and degrade you on aspects of devolving on your spiritual growth. You have to be light and go to the light of higher realms of realities where creation is more beautiful. I mean, everything's beautiful, but there's so many aspects of this divine force that has many, many beautiful art forms of realities and dimensions and etc. that you can experience and create on that frequency. It's possible and it's truth, but it takes an understanding that you're here for a learning experience and a growing experience to be able to evolve to put yourself in an even higher state ideal for your positive infinite self. That's the beauty about it because there is a next chapter that's beautiful and even more adventurous. You just gotta hone in this energy, manipulate it, and pretty much store it through your soul and not give it out because your soul is here to suck in enough energy to expand and expand and contract that whole thing so he can build a bigger space so he can be aware to do better things for his evolution for what he wants to experience. So let's just say there was a soul eons ago that was on Earth. A lot of people didn't know that it was Earth an eon ago, but let's just say it was. And now, next thing you know, he went through a spiritual evolution from one incarnate. He ended up knowing that he was his true self. Next thing you know, he pulled energy from that realm of reality, took a lot of it to his soul, grew his soul to a state of being an awareness to create his own reality. And now he's able to navigate on his own aspect due to the fact that he was able to build his energy up through other realms of realities through a positive light. Just evolving for what's there, using for what's there, being in the moment, and just, utilizing his resources. And now he's able to have his own realm of reality and do what he wants forever because it's his awareness and his power, in his, where's his frequency? You pretty much have your own frequency to the point where that's your awareness. You can be so high where, you can have 5 planets. You know what I mean? It just depends on where you want to go and how much you want to take to get there. Because if I want to drive to the store, I mean, let's just say energy is the gas. There won't be a lot of gas, but let's just say I wanted to drive all the way 8 towns down and I'm not going to fill my tank up with no energy. I won't be able to make that trip. Therefore, I'm going to be stuck in a reality where I have to find resources to get me gas to be able to go that step I want to go. So it's like you might as well get this energy and build up here so you're able to get your planet and get the fuck up out of this shit. Because it's really what you want. So just be procreative and understand that you're here to give energy to your soul and be an influence and create relationships. But you're here to get on that spiritual aspect of yourself. You're here to create your own heaven. This isn't heaven. This is a personal world and a personal space that was brought to you by a beautiful frequency that has an awareness and the impartiality to give us this beautiful space to create and hone this energy and to have an awareness of ourselves, to be unique and have our own divine light within the divine driving force that's within all. So I'm really grateful for that. So just be aware that you're evolving. Either you're going up or down. Are you going in the root, going back in the ground, or are you going up? Are you going sideways? Are you going the other way? Depending on where you want to go. It's all what you want to do. It's all what you want to do. This is like a 41-minute video. I think I'm going to end it here. I think this was a really good video. You guys are going to love this. It's E.G. Fisker Guide. Peace. I intended you guys to take in some of this insight and apply it to your experience in the next coming moments. I know it'd be ideal for your highest evolution because it's truth. But you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evolution. I give you my word that you're here to evolve for your highest evolution, and it's going to be for your truth. Peace. Namaste.